Warriors.
We've got a Richland County showdown on the docket for you folks tonight. Ontario entering the Cub Cave looking to knock off Lucas, but it's always hard to beat a Cub on their home turf, even for a Warrior. It's live, it's free, and it's only on the OH.Report. Coming up on your smartphone, tablet, and TV. Next.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH.Report.
Cross-county rivalry renewed tonight at Lucas where the Lady Cubs welcome Ontario inside of the Cub Cave. They are booted, suited, and ready for action, and we're going to get things underway for you right now. Good evening, folks, and welcome inside of the Lucas Cub Cave. My name is Brian Skoronsky, joined tonight by the illustrious Garrett Parlett. And we've got some great Star Watch tonight on both sides of the basketball, including Ontario's Carly Pearson and Lucas's Shelby Grover. But it's hard not to be impressed by the Cubs stud sophomore, bro. She's averaging a ton of points and a lot of rebounds.
Shelby Grover definitely gets it done on both ends of the floor. She can rebound the ball and score at will. Averages 20 points a game and almost 8.5 rebounds a game. She's a walking double-double if she can get it done tonight against the Warriors.
Warriors coming off a nice win over Clear Fork on Saturday. They're just getting their hoop legs back under them after a little stint in quarantine, so they're looking to build some momentum as they step out of league play here tonight.
You know, it's hard coming off of quarantine not only to be able to stay in shape during those few weeks that you are out, but to come back on the court and get a win, a huge win against MOAC rival Clear Fork is a big W for the Lady Warriors.
Both teams compete in a really top-heavy conference. Loudonville and Mansfield Christian in the Mid-Buckeye have been dominant. Shelby and Harding in the MOAC. So this one is a nice barometer for them to step out of their leagues and see where they stack up with some of the best right here in their own backyard.
Definitely a tough contest tonight for each squad. Lady Cubs coming in. They play in that MBC where Loudonville's running away with the crown. They're unbeaten. And then for the Lady Warriors, in the MOAC, Marion Hardington is still unbeaten, and Shelby sitting at 5-1 in the conference. So a tough schedule for both teams inside their leagues, but when they step out of it, we're going to get a game today. Let's see what team can come in and what they can bring to the table here today.
Both squads out on the floor, ready to get first quarter action underway here from Lucas. We'll have Grover and Pearson, two Star Watch players tonight, jumping. And the initial tip is going to go to the Cubs. Get our first look at the Lucas offense. Cubs now get it inside. Up and over the top of the defense. That one won't go home for color. Tipped out of bounds, and it'll be Ontario ball.
And there was Shelby Grover right there going for that offensive rebound. Could have been an over-the-back foul call. Nonetheless, it will be Lady Warrior ball.
Warriors opening offensive possession. Mangan from the corner off the bounce. Had it poked away, and it's going to be the first turnover here of the night. Nice skip pass. A lot of contact. No call there. Nolan took a bump down low. Grover chased off the block. So Cubs swing it back up top. Here's Jamie Grover, the senior. Down to kid sister, up over a double team. And rebound cleared by Riley Nye. Wild shot. Mangan able to chase down the miss. We're going to get a traveling violation against Haley Geisinger there.
First takeaway so far, Brian, is both squads playing very aggressive. Refs letting them play a lot of physical plays on both ends of the court.
Lucas trying to get it to Shelby. Here she is. Kicks it out to Big Sis, and Jamie off the mark, back iron. Race for it. Pearson gets there first. Here comes Carly. Taken away. Great defense by Shelby Grover getting back on D. But ill-advised pass to Sauter, and the Cubs give it back.
Not what you want if you're Lucas. You get the turnover on the defensive end, and then you throw it right away. Not what you want if you want to be able to stay in this one.
Just about 2 minutes gone by here. Opening quarter. Ontario looking for the first points. Won't get them here. Pearson off the miss. Mangan with a follow. And it seems like there's a cover over both baskets here to start.
Nobody can make a shot so far. That might be a credit to both squads' defensive, as Shelby Grover is going to get it in the post and swing it out to Jamie. Defensive board to Pearson.
Running ahead of the pack. Mangan can't connect. Offensive board and doing some glass work. 4-2 is Geisinger.
There's your first bucket of the game. Geisinger playing the ball off the glass. Right place, right time. Gets it and puts it up for 2.
Color brings it up top. Matched up one-on-one with Mangan. A lot of space here for Nolan. As Ontario sitting in the 2-3 zone, they're going to allow those deep threes. Cubs are going to take one here. Shelby comes up short, and Pearson with another board. Look at the speed, pushing ahead. Carly all the way to the cup. Off glass, and here comes Grover. Sloppy start here for Lucas, and an easy one at the other end for Pearson.
Nice defensive play right there. Ontario being able to force the turnover, get the steal on Grover. Lucas cannot find their niche so far here in this first quarter. Can't get anything to go, and are beginning to turn the ball over a lot.
Tough pass inside. Somehow Nolan came out with it. Rebound to Grover, but poked away. Look at Ontario on the break right now. Just pushing the numbers, getting ahead, and using their speed to their advantage so far, G.
Ontario playing great defense on the defensive side of the field, on the court, excuse me. Getting a lot of steals and out-rebounding the Cubs so far in this first quarter.
Pearson remains icy cold like the weather outside here to start. Hasn't been able to buy a bucket as of yet. Neither can the Cubs. Boy, they have given it away a bunch here in the early going. And we're going to foul on the floor. This one's going to go against Ryan Culler. Nye off the attack. Kick out to Mangan. She skips it. Open look here for Izzy Graff. Thought better of the long two. And Pearson continues to stay aggressive, but has not been able to reward her team with any points yet. And boy, this is the story here, the first for the Cubs. 4 minutes gone by and just a whole bunch of giveaways.
Lucas has got to stop and limit the turnovers if they want a chance to stay in this one, as Ontario is beginning to struggle themselves on the offensive end. Both sides coming out a little sloppy.
Grover has done a nice job helping defensively so far. Tough shot, left hand, came up short from Nye. But another offensive rebound. Ontario working the glass. Pearson off target again. Graff, though, got the stick back. It's 6-0 Lady Warriors. Timeout taken by the Cubs.
Huge rebound right there from Graff, grabbing that rebound and muscling that thing up for 2 as Ontario beginning to run away with this one. Lucas looks like they're a little lost on the floor right now, Brian. Not sure what's going on. They're turning the ball over a lot, and on offense, they just cannot buy a bucket, and that might be a credit to Ontario's defense.
I think you do have to credit the athletes that Ontario has, and certainly the speed of Ontario. You've seen on a few occasions already here in the early going. All they have to do is just push it forward, and they have about the 4 fastest players on the floor. Ontario
using their speed advantage, especially when they force those turnovers. They're out and running, and especially Carly Pearson. She's had a boatload of opportunities getting the ball.
So Cubs with possession, trailing 6-0 here in the early going, and as bad as it has gone for Lucas, and make no mistake about it, offense has been putrid, and man, they give it away one more time, but they're still only behind 2 possessions.
Their defense is playing great as well, but offense struggling so far. Get another turnover right there. They got to get a stop on this end of the floor to get an easy bucket in transition.
Pearson gives it off. Graff off the screen. Wanted to go inside. Now Nye down the lane. Another kick out. Is he reluctant to pull the trigger here in this first quarter? Warriors, though, showcasing some patience here as they get the drive down the lane. Geisinger going to head to the line for 2.
Good take right there from Geisinger all the way to the cup. Right through the lane, slicing through Lucas Cubs defenders. Lucas got to get something going on this next offensive possession. If she knocks down both of these free throws, they could be quickly down 8-0 here late in this first quarter.
First offering is pure, so she'll extend the lead by 1. Geisinger having a pretty solid senior campaign so far. Lady Warriors just 5-9 on the season, but looking to make a nice strong push here towards the second half as tournament draw selections are already on the table, and Lucas gets on the scoring table there, their first 2.
Lucas desperately needed that bucket right there as Riley Collar makes them pay for leaving them open for mid-range, and what a move right there, Brian. Just lost some ankles in the backcourt. What a take right there.
Little sauce right there on the side for her as she shook and book into the open court. But now Ontario going to slow things down, back it out, try to get in the half-court set here. It's Michaela Menard who just checked in off the bench. Her first shot goes back iron and chased down here by Sauter.
Huge defensive stop right there for the Lady Cubs. Need to get something going on offense and cut into this deficit.
Let's go back to that replay. Here's the Riley Nye crossover. Whoop! Put Grover nearly on her backside there.
Scary take right there. What a beautiful move and tremendous move that was in the backcourt to shake some ankles right there, but luckily no twisted ankles, Brian.
Nobody was harmed in the making of that highlight, except for maybe Grover's ego, but she can recover. Long night here, still to go. Here's a clean look inside, and there's Shelby, her first 2.
Cubs need to get Grover involved, averaging almost 20 points a game, a tremendous amount here in the NBC. And also averages 8 rebounds. Need to get her going here if they want to catch up.
Shelby comes up with the theft, looking to push the pace. Ahead to Jamie, and she's going to coast in. So just like that, the Lucas Cubs pull within just a point.
Exactly what the Lady Cubs needed to do. Got some stops, and it started on the defensive end. Got a lot of stops on this defensive end the past few possessions as Ontario will queue up a 3, but can't get it to go.
Mangan averages 9 points per contest. Pretty good three-point shooter, too, 37%. Has not been able to find her range here, and neither were Lane on that deep one. Warriors continue to push the pace. Another strong move into the lane, and Geisinger going to go back to the charity stripe where she just split a pair.
See if Geisinger can add to her totals tonight. Ontario seems like they've been dominating so far, but only up 1 point here, Brian. They're struggling themselves on offense.
Good free throw on the first attempt. Pearson going to get back into the mix. Nye's going to get a break. 45 seconds remain here in this opening quarter. It's been a bit sluggish on both sides, though Ontario, it hasn't been sluggish due to their pace of play, just their execution.
Got the shooter's roll right there. Geisinger will add to her total and knock down both her free throws.
Color from the wing, the deep wing, being pushed out by Mengen here. Sauter has to pick up her dribble. And now Color down the lane, lost the handle. Right place, right time was Lane. But not this time. Mengen comes up with another TO for the Big O. And then Macy tried to split a double team, lost her traction, and it's going to lead to the Cubs back the other way, and man, Sauter turns it over.
She had the right thought right there, had the open teammate, but just took too many steps. It would have been an easy layup for the Cubs.
That's going to come just after the horn, and no harm, no foul. It's 9-6 after 1 quarter to play here inside of the Cub Cave.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH.Report.
Second quarter action about set to begin here inside of the Cub Cave, where it was a bit of a sloppy performance for the home team in the first quarter. 8 turnovers for the Cubs. The G just down by 3 points. Ontario has shot a ton in the paint, haven't made a single attempt.
Ontario forcing the turnovers, but cannot get anything to go on offense is right there. They will get the foul on the Cubs, but Ontario turning it over as well. I believe they have 5 turnovers. Lucas playing great defense, just they cannot get anything to go on offense either. It's been a struggle so far.
Here's a clean look off the inbound, and it's knocked down. Geisinger with the first 2-pointer here for Ontario.
Geisinger's made a few shots today, especially at the charity stripe. I believe she's got 3 free throws and then the 2-pointer right there. So Geisinger off to a hot start.
Can the Cubs find a spark offensively? That one way too strong from Sauter. Aggressive move to get onto the floor for Nolan, and we've got a jump ball possession arrow. Going to keep it down here with Lucas.
Lucas not playing to the strengths right here and don't want to be shooting those deep outside threes. Get it down to Grover and see if she can get some easy buckets for the Lady Cubs.
Grover, quick acceleration. Gave it up into the lane. It spun out for Nolan. Nye being defended well by Color on the perimeter. Now hands off to Pearson. Sets up, 3 ball straight away in the rainbow. Comes off, another offensive rebound for the Warriors. And Pearson Gets that one to drop.
Tremendous move right there from Carly Pearson. Put her in the spin cycle right there with the post move and got the beautiful teardrop to fall.
Lucas cannot figure out this riddle of the Ontario 2-3 zone. Very few clean looks so far for the Cubs in the early going. Grover in attack mode. This time it'll fall.
Quality take right there from Grover. Took it into the body of the defender. Took the contact. Surprised no foul was called right there, but nonetheless it will be 2 points for the Cubs.
So back down to a 5-point advantage for Ontario, and they won't add to it. Traveling is called as Menard tried to make a move in the lane. She's going to check out, head over to the bench. Esculler brings it in between the circles, matched up one-on-one with Pearson. Ontario now switching to some man-to-man defense. Cubs almost give it away, and actually they will. Right move there by Shelby Grover, but it looked like it hit off of her own knee.
So far in this early the second quarter, Ontario's 2-3 zone is hounding the Cubs. They cannot get anything to go, but they will get a steal right there as Sauter will collect.
And head coach Kathy Grover for Lucas urging her Cubs to try to push the pace a little bit, and I think that kind of plays into Ontario's hands. This certainly is in the wheelhouse of the Cubs, though Grover just off target with that shot in the lane. Another turnover, though. Sauter takes it right back for Lucas. And she goes right down Main Street, a little collision, and she will head to the free throw line.
Strong take right there from Sauter. Averages 7 points a game. Let's see if she can add to her total tonight. Need to get something going here for the Cubs. It looked like nobody picked up ball. And she took it right down Broadway Street and headed to the free throw line.
First one spins out as the Warriors continue to routinely go to their bench. Mangan back into the fold. And that's a keen advantage that the Warriors are going to have all night. Just 7 players on this Lucas roster. So depth has been an issue for him all season.
Especially coming off a quarantine. Most people are probably out of shape, and right there is Shelby Grover will add to her total. But coming out of quarantine, you got to have some fresh bodies in there. I'm sure those girls are very exhausted.
Off the screen, nowhere to go for Nye, so she comes back the other way. Pearson, quick move, snuck it inside. Threads the needle, but off target was Nagel. Second opportunity, no good. Third time won't be the charm either. Jamie pushes it. Wide open look here for Color. Came up short. Pearson deep 2, halfway home. And now Lucas starting to pick up their pace as that one's knocked out of bounds.
Ontario beasting and feasting down low, grabbing, I believe, 3 straight offensive rebounds, but could not get it to go as Lucas stays with the play, gets the rebound, and let's see what they can do on the other end. Need a bucket here.
Shelby, a couple of low dribbles into traffic, and one opportunity coming up.
What a take right there. Went through, I believe, 3 defenders to get the shot, and here's the replay. Takes the contact, takes the foul, and gets the beautiful layup off glass.
Not bad for just a sophomore, averaging close to 20 points per game, far and away the leader on this Lucas team. Nobody else even in double figures for them on the regular. So Shelby Grover definitely is the heart and soul of this offense. She got 3 points there. The old-fashioned way, Pearson can't tie or push ahead there as that one clangs off, and it's going to be Lucas' ball.
Cubs playing great defense on Pearson. I believe she's had 3 opportunities from way downtown, but cannot get it to go. And we're all knotted at 13, Brian. It doesn't feel like it, but we are.
It's been a strange wave, an interesting course of events here on this game as Ontario got off so hot, at least at the defensive end, but couldn't do anything, or at the defensive end, I should say, couldn't get anything to go offensively. And now it's kind of the same case, just in reverse here in the second quarter.
It seems like if the Cubs have done most of their damage with Shelby Grover down low, getting and ones ahead of the free throw line. Ontario struggling to get anything to go on offense. Carly Pearson has had 3 opportunities to knock down the tray ball, but cannot get it to go. So let's see what both coaches draw up out of this timeout.
I'd like to take a quick moment and thank our sponsors for making this live and free broadcast of girls high school basketball possible, including Pinhook Meats, located at 236 West Main Street in the heart of Lucas. Also, Mechanics Bank. Bank online at mymechanics.com all day, every day. That's better. And then also Scout Construction LLC. Hit up Josh today at josh@scoutconstruction.com. Seeking skilled carpenters today. So Cubs starting to build some momentum here at the offensive end. Good ball movement here leads to Sauter off the drive, but she came up just a bit short with that shot attempt. Mangan gonna try one from the short corner, and it's off to Shelby. Pretty much deja vu from that last possession, only this time Tori's gonna get fouled and go to the free throw line.
A little bit of pushing and shoving after that play, Brian. A little, no harm, no foul right there, but Sauter will head to the line where she has been there before tonight. See if she can do some damage here and give the Cubs their first lead of the night.
Tori perfect with the first offering. And the 5'4" junior goes 2 for 2 on that trip. First lead of the night for the Cubs.
They've done a lot of their damage defensively, forcing a lot of turnovers here in the second quarter. Ontario was up big in that first, but kind of slowed down offensively and can't get anything to go now.
Lucas really packing everything in down in the lane. Nothing easy for the Warriors once they get inside the painted area. Pearson draws a double, sets up Graff. Her shot on the way, front iron. Pushing ahead now is Color. Cubs with a 4-on-2. Pass off, and the shot blocked from the weak side. It was Nagel.
Nice block right there from Mangan, and now Pearson pushing the other way down the Geisinger. Let's see what the Warriors can do here offensively.
Mangan, quick trigger, air ball. Friends in low places, though, but Graff comes away empty-handed. Working on the block, Shelby, a fake. Back iron with the shot, up for grabs. Cubs collect, they got a deep 2 on the way, and they'll knock it down.
Much needed shot right there. The Cubs now extend their lead to 4, the biggest spot they've been in today. Let's see if they can continue to do it on the defensive end as Pearson will cue up a mid-range shot and make it splash. Big shot from Pearson.
And that's what you expect from your senior standout, Carly Pearson. Open look, able to bury it. Down to 90 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's gone back and forth. Cubs have had the run of play here in the second, no doubt about it. Ill-advised pass, though, from Color. So Ontario gets it to Graff. Domineering down the lane. Good stuff right there.
Tremendous ball movement right there. Gets it down to Graff, who's running the floor with the fancy left hand. Lays it in for 2.
Back to square on the scoreboard. 17 all here inside of the Cub Cave. Richland County showdown. And it's been a good one so far, folks. Shelby gonna try a three from the corner, and she'll knock it down.
Shelby making a splash from way downtown. Nothing but net right there. Big shot from Shelby Grover.
So Grover drops a bomb at the offensive end. Warriors looking to get two of them back, and they will. Jump shot is pure from Geisinger.
Geisinger having a heck of a game so far. I believe she's up to near 8 points for the Lady Warriors. Let's see what the Cubs draw up on this last play.
Lucas looking for the final shot. Real quick, though, to action, though, was Shelby. So it's going to give Pearson this opportunity from half court. Just off target, and that's going to take us to the end of 2 quarters of play. Well, right now it's Lucas on top by a slim margin, 20-19. We'll step away. We'll be back. Halftime stats, some analysis, and maybe even some coach interviews. Keep it locked and loaded. Live and free high school hoops coverage on a snowy Tuesday night. We'll return.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
It's halftime here inside of the Cub Cave, where after 2 quarters of action, somehow, some way, the home team has played themselves out to a 20-19 cushion. Let's take a look at the first half stats. Brian Skronsky, Garrett Parlat with you, and we're both a little bit shocked after the really shaky start by Lucas that they were able to recover in the second quarter, do a lot better job of taking care of the basketball, and they found themselves on top by 1, G.
Surprisingly saying, Brian. I mean, I'm so confused right now. I'm so surprised that Lucas is out in front. I mean, only a 1-point game, but they didn't really do anything well in that first half. They forced some turnovers. That was about it for the Cubs, but Ontario struggling to make them pay when they would force Lucas's turnovers. They couldn't get anything to go on the offensive end. Carly Pearson struggled in that first half. Geisinger was the lone bright spot for the Warriors, and the Cubs are out to a 1-point lead here at half.
Yeah, you mentioned that they just weren't able to capitalize, forcing 10 Cubs turnovers did Ontario, and then they got 28 shots because they were dominating the glass, 22-16 margin in favor of the Big O right now. But 0 for 6 from downtown, so nothing looking good in that city life down there for Ontario. And just a lot of opportunities for them that they've just spoiled themselves. They've had clean looks. They just didn't step up to the occasion.
I believe they had 4 offensive rebounds on 1 possession and couldn't get it to fall. And Lucas, they've done it on the defensive end in that second quarter. I believe they held the Ontario Warriors to 6 points. I believe it was 13-8 in the first quarter, and now it's 2019. So Lucas went on a very heavy offensive run in that second quarter. Let's see if they can do it in the second half and maybe pull away and get an out-of-conference victory.
We'll step away one more time. We'll be back. Third quarter action. Maybe even talk to some coaches as well. Keep it here. Live and free. High School Hoops returns on a Tuesday night.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Third quarter action just about set to begin here inside of the Cub Cave, and Lucas head coach Kathy Grover now is standing by with our intern Jordan Lapata. Jordan, go ahead, take it away.
All right, I'm with head coach Kathy Grover. So it was a shaky start in that first half, but you came back and with the 1-point lead. What was the message in the locker room to maintain that lead in the second half?
The message is to stay awake and to play hard and to get the rebound with 2 hands. That was the message.
Yep. All right. Thank you, and now back to Brian.
All right, appreciate you, Jordan. Good stuff there, and I think that's probably a good message from Kathy. You got to pull down those rebounds when you have the opportunities if you're Lucas, particularly the fact that they're outsized, maybe out-athleted it today. So good advice from Coach.
They struggled to get those rebounds, like you said. They turned it over once they got those rebounds. Ontario had 3 offensive rebounds on the same exact possession. So a struggle so far for the Cubs to get on the boards. Shelby Grover's got to get down there and command the low post that she usually does.
And despite a sluggish start and a little bit of sloppy play, Lucas with the lead as we opened up third quarter action here. It's going to be Ontario with the basketball. Go ahead and take a look at starting lineups here for the second half. Same ladies that were on the floor to begin the game will be out there on the hardwood to kick off quarter number 3. See if Pearson can begin to generate a little bit of momentum, get the engine churning for her and her squad here in the second half. Carly held in check, as that's a bit of a wild shot down Main Street for Nye.
Not what you want right there. If you're Coach Willicke for the Lady Warriors, see what the Cubs can do on offense. Got the stop they needed, but never mind. They will turn the ball over. Carly Pearson will collect it and dribble through traffic and get it up the floor for the Lady Warriors.
Now here's Carly, left hand, jump stop, and she drops it home.
Huge shot right there for Carly Pearson, getting some momentum for this Lady Warriors team. They struggled in that second quarter. Let the Lady Cubs come back into this one. So let's see if the Warriors can do this on defense.
Great feed inside, and a nice finish. Patient play right there from Jamie Grover. Graff being hounded on the perimeter by Grover. Now Mangan gets by her defender. Floater, and it goes good off glass.
What a shot right there, and put a lot on that off the glass. Kissed it off the window. Mangan over 2 defenders as well. Gets that one to go for 2.
Dangerous pass, and it's picked off. Look at the speed, pushing back the other way, and spinning it through was Nye.
Thought that one might have fell out, Brian, but nonetheless, it will toilet bowl all the way in. Got the spin right there. Looks like the Cubs will retain possession here.
Yeah, definitely living on the edge with that last shot from Riley Nye. Looked like it was going to be a simple layup, and it turned out to be 2 points nevertheless. Nice rotation defensively by Ontario. Lady Cubs now posting up off the kick out. Jump shot is pure. Tori Sauter finding the mark.
Sauter having a strong game here tonight. Has got to the free throw line on countless occasions. Continues to pressure the defense inside. And we'll get an air ball right there from the Lady Warriors. See what the Cubs can do on the offensive end.
Lucas trailing by 1, looking to seize the lead back. And that bomb won't explode through the net. Just 1 3-pointer made collectively for both sides here in this game, as this foul's going to go against Ontario.
Curious call right there. Thought that should have been against Lucas, but stripes are on the floor for a reason. Do call that. That offensive foul will be Lucas's ball.
Yeah, definitely even tougher when you watch the replay there, as this one goes back iron. Shelby battling for position inside. It's going to be another foul against Ontario?
I I believe so. That is the call. Lucas doing a great job rebounding in the second half, already better than they were in the first half. That's what Kathy Grover said in the interview. Said they were struggling to get two hands on the ball and be strong with it.
Pearson steps into one. Came off of her hand crooked. Now Lucas walking it into the forecourt. Sauter waiting for some options to present themselves. And now Culler from the corner. Doesn't see anything she likes, so they come back up top to Grover. And off the cut, Grover baseline. Well defended. Graf didn't give up an inch. Pushing ahead to Mengen. She pulls it out, nearly tipped away by Sauter for the turnover. But the Warriors stick with it. Clean look for Nye. And the cold shooting spell from downtown continues for Ontario.
Both teams struggling out of the gate here in the second half as well to get something to go on offense. Lucas had 2 shots at it, couldn't get it to go in Ontario. I believe Mengen pulled that one out and tried to reset it. Right idea. Grover was playing great defense on that transition, but still couldn't get anything to go for the Warriors.
Off the cut, Sauter lost her balance. Not the ball, though. Great pass from her backside. Grover overshot. Nye directing traffic. Gets the switch. Jamie's on her now. Jamie Grover, such a lethal defender. I think averages about 3 steals per contest. Always playing those passing lanes. Another offensive board for Ontario. Can they do anything with the second opportunity this time? Nagel got tied up. Look at Shelby reaching around. Able to get 2 paws on it.
These Grovers can definitely get it done here, down here at Lucas, Bryan. You got the Shelby Grover and then Jamie Grover. They not only can defend, they can also score the basketball. Grover averaging 20 points, Shelby Grover, that is, and almost 10 rebounds a game, and they just get it done down here if you're Grover.
Help side defense by Mengen disrupts that one. So Nye on the leak out. Graf with the board, turns, fires. Spun out, and a foul. Loose ball foul again on the Warriors. This time it's going to go against Nagel.
I believe there could have been a lid put on the rims at halftime, Brian, that we did not see them out here on the court because nothing can go for either of these clubs. Struggling to buy a bucket at this point.
And we're 5 minutes gone by here in the third. Score has not moved up that much. 25-24 the count. Bodies flying all over the place. And it's going to come away with Ontario. They set it up. Mengen, quick trigger. Trifecta's just not friendly so far for the Lady Warriors. Left-handed shot down the lane, way too hard. Sets up Nagel back the other way, but she's called for the travel. Here's another look. Yep, 3 steps.
Only a combined 10 points scored in this third quarter for both squads. They're doing a great job on the defensive end for both squads. They're forcing a lot of turnovers, just cannot make the other team pay on the offensive end. Let's see if the Lady Cubs can get something to go and retake this lead.
Grover hangs in midair. Can't connect, though, over Menard. Pearson, good-looking stroke right there. Finally, from downtown, it is good for the Warriors.
There was the shot Carly Pearson has been looking to make all night. I believe she's shot 6 of them, and that will be her first make from downtown. A huge shot, too. Gives the Lady Warriors a 4-point lead here in the short last minute of the third quarter.
Now trying at the other end. This one won't splash home, but the offensive rebound by Color. Another look at that. Fouled on the floor. So the second opportunity created by the junior gives the Cubs possession. $1:20 to go here in the third. That one just off target, hit the rim a couple of times. And now Pearson tried to sling that one ahead, squeeze it through to Mangan, but it's broken up on the quick hustle by Grover.
Pearson, like she was shot out of a cannon, took it all the way down the floor looking for a teammate, but Grover playing great transition defense, knocks that one away.
Gonna get a kick ball. Warriors to inbound again. Just over a minute remaining here in the third. Timeout taken, full timeout by Coach Wilkie and company. As Ontario has a 4-point cushion here. They've outscored Lucas by 5 in the third. Just hasn't been pretty. I think this is kind of the true definition, whoever wins this one, of just gutting out a gritty game.
Nitty-gritty game. As you said, Brian, both squads struggling on the offensive end. Defense is doing their job, getting the stops, forcing turnovers, but neither club can pull away and get that quarter of just straight offensive, firepower and get something to go. But this fourth quarter coming up is going to be the tail of the tape. Let's see which defense can generate some offense.
I think that's probably what it's going to come down to. Both defenses are playing really well. They're not giving up much to the opposing offenses. So which one can get a turnover, maybe slice in and get some easy offense for their team on a night where it's been so hard at each end to try to put it through the net. I think that could be the key, G.
We're going to get that answer here in about 57 seconds left in this third quarter. Let's see which team can maybe go on a quick run here and extend their lead. If you're the Warriors and the Cubs, maybe see if they can claw back into this one.
I think some points here really could benefit Ontario, certainly. Already with a 4-point cushion. If you can send that up to about 6. Though, man, that was kind of a scary pass by Nye.
Thought that might have been out of bounds on Ontario. I believe she was standing out of bounds. And it did go out, but nonetheless, Stripes call it Ontario ball.
Pearson has to come back up top. Mangan left all alone. It's a ghost town up there. And a foul off the offensive rebound. Going to put the Lady Warriors on the line. Nice play here, establishing position by Michaela Menard.
Huge rebound right there for the Lady Warriors. And Menard goes up with 2 hands, muscles it up right there, and takes the contact. We'll head to the free throw line, see if they can extend their lead to 6. These are some huge free throws for the Warriors.
First one is good. Michaela, a chance to get her team to the 30-point threshold. Front iron, though. Offensive board and the stick back. The Windex lady doing some nice stuff right there, Lizzie Nagel.
Nice offensive rebound right there from Nagel. Always got to box out if you are the Cubs at the free throw line. And Nagel slips through the defenders for the offensive board and for 2.
What a big possession here for both teams. If you can get a stop if you're Ontario, boy, an opportunity to add some more points would be huge. And, of course, for the Cubs to try to trim into this deficit before you head into money time. Crucial stuff right here as we're down to 20 seconds to go in the third. Cubs showing a lot of patience. Perhaps they're wanting to hold for the final shot. Though Shelby off the attack. Looked like she dribbled off a couple of shoestrings. And now the Cubs will have to inbound with 7.6.
Got to get something in a hurry. Only 7 seconds. Let's see what the Cubs can do.
They come up top. Color switches it. Shelby Grover. Pass in the lane, and that's going to take us to the final horn. Clutch shot by Callie Nolan to end the third quarter. You're watching live and free high school hoops exclusively on the OH.Report. Fourth quarter action on the way.
I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
It's everybody's favorite part of the contents. Crunch time now on the way here from the Cub Cave. And we got a tight one, 31-26. It's Ontario on top. They've got the basketball. I'm Brian Skronsky, joined by Garrett Parlett tonight. Ladies hoops action. And boy, you want to talk about some nice action to start the fourth. How about Carly Pearson with a big bucket?
What a take right there. The double crossover right to left and then splits the defenders. I mean, what a move right there from Carly Pearson.
Kind of expected more of that, honestly, from getting the opportunity to talk to Jake Furr on the weekly podcast that we do. He's always speaking so highly of Pearson, and Lucas turns it over.
Not the start if you want for the Cubs. Gets the struggling. Pearson dominates here on the offensive end, and then on their offensive end for the Cubs just throws it away. Not the start they wanted here in this fourth quarter. Got to get a stop here to get some life back in the Cubs.
I like this action that Ontario is creating right now, bringing their bigs up top, freeing up some space for the guards. And kind of unfortunate there for Color to lose her balance, as it looked like Lucas was going to be off to the races.
Lucas had the steal, just lost her footing and fell down. The ball rolled out of bounds, so will remain Lady Warrior ball.
Mangan to trigger. Comes back on their side to Pearson. Now walks it into the forecourt. Left-handed pass. Inside, here's Carly. Spins it home.
Pearson beginning to assert her dominance on back-to-back possessions for the Warriors. Takes it to the hoop. No harm and gets the two to go. And Ontario beginning to pull away.
Largest lead of the night for either side. It's 9 and nothing going crispy offensively for Lucas right now. Just don't have enough grease to ignite the fire, but this girl, she certainly can. Pours a little gasoline on it. Carly Pearson with a big-time drizzle from outside. And she has got it cooking here to open up the fourth.
Pearson has caught fire here in the fourth quarter. Could not hit any of the threes earlier in the game throughout the whole game. First half was struggling in the third quarter, but now she ignited a flame in this fourth quarter. I believe she is on a 7-0 run herself.
That is 100% accurate. Carly Pearson straight up taking over. And for Kathy Grover and company, what can you do? How do you shake things up at the defensive end to try to slow down this all-conference player in Pearson, who finally is starting to get things moving and shaking here in the fourth?
Believes as if Lucas, most of their problems are coming when they turn the ball over. Ontario using it out to their advantage, using their speed to get to the three-point line and get the ball to Carly Pearson where she can attack and maybe pass the ball and facilitate. So if you're Lucas, you got to limit the turnovers, get it down to Shelby Grover, your leading scorer, and maybe get some easy and ones ahead of the free throw line and cut into this one.
Definitely going to need that combination of Shelby and Jamie Grover to start picking things up, assert themselves a little bit more offensively like we just saw Pearson do here over the first minute and a half here of the fourth. Sometimes you just got to take the team on your back, try to take over.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Shelby Grover's been doing it all year, averages 20 points a game, so get it down to her, your best scorer on the squad, and see if she can get something to go.
That's nice ball movement there. Back iron finds Nolan. Tried to get it inside to Sauter. And we're going to get a foul against the Warriors. Take another look at the replay here. Nice offensive board by Callie. ill-advised pass. I mean, there's 3 Ontario defenders right there.
Curious pass right there. Could have looked to others. Is right there. Grover cues up, but can't get it to go. And Bernard gets the defensive rebound. Excuse me.
And a bit unlucky there as it tips right off of the hand of Shelby. Mangan had it taken away. Here comes Grover. She's got a 2-on-1 with Pearson. Sets up her teammate, but Carly! Big block. Pearson storming back the other way. A couple of passes sets this up. Ontario won't be rewarded, but great stuff right there from Carly Pearson to set it all up.
Great defensive play from Pearson to say, no, not in my house. And Ontario continuing cannot grab the defensive rebound. Lucas will get another opportunity, but cannot get it to go, but will get the offensive board.
Cannot put the syrup on the waffle there, G. They had a bunch of opportunities and just weren't able to get it to come out of the bottle. Confusion on the floor?
I believe Lucas was calling for a travel, and the Warriors will get the timeout call, so Cubs obviously upset with that one. Not sure what nothing really happened for 3 seconds, and the ref finally blew the whistle.
Yeah, it was interesting how that all played out. He elected not to call a foul per se, but the player obviously was injured down on the floor, so Zebra had to step up and make some type of call, and he did. Timeout for Ontario.
Lucas down 12 points here, under 5 minutes to go. Got to get something going. They've not scored. I believe they've only scored 2 points in this fourth quarter, so struggling so far again with the offensive woes. Getting done on defense, however, but Carly Pearson in this fourth quarter has begun to heat up by making a couple triples and some easy jumpers.
And 17 Lucas turnovers. Killer, of course, every single time. But especially here of late, with the Warriors able to capitalize on a couple occasions.
The Warriors are finally hitting their shots, Brian. They've been forcing a lot of turnovers all night, but could not get the bucket to go. And finally, Pearson has been making them pay, and they've been hitting their threes.
Tried to go backside to Graff, but reading it like a safety was Jamie Grover. No chance there. They play a little bit of football over here at Lucas. They know when that play's coming.
They've seen that all day long. Grover right place, right time right there. Almost got the interception, but will bounce off her fingertips and remain Warrior ball.
Pearson off the cut. Did a little side hop. In traffic. Doesn't matter. The hot play continues for Carly Pearson.
Pearson cannot be stopped in this fourth quarter. Could not get anything to go in those first 3 quarters, but something happened at the end of that third quarter where she just took off in the fourth period.
Well, you always hear that legends are made when things matter the most, and here in this fourth quarter right now, Carly Pearson stepping up to the challenge. This might be big, though. Looks like 3 free throws are coming up for Shelby Grover.
Exactly what the Cubs need right here. Stops the clock. Ability to make 3 free throws, get some momentum, and can cut this one to 11 points. So let's see what they can do here at the Charity Stripe Shelby Grover.
Base case scenario, if you are a Cub fan, try to chip away at this deficit with no time coming off the clock. And so far, it's been mission accomplished, 1 for 1. And the second one finds its way through too. Clean sweep for the sophomore. And now Lucas got to turn up the energy at the defensive end. Full court man-to-man here. We'll see if they elect to start trapping anywhere on the floor. If they're switching everything, it looks like they will. At least you got to take the ball out of the hands of number 23, who's really starting to feel herself here in the fourth. And now she's got an open look from 3, and at the other end of the rainbow, Skittles pouring all over the place.
What a shot right there by Carly Pearson. She is on fire in the fourth quarter, cannot be stopped. Nobody can step up and deny her. Not the person you want to leave open from deep, Brian, as we were talking right before she hit that 3. Make somebody else beat you. So far in the fourth quarter, it's been our Carly Pearson. Somebody else has got to step up for the Cubs and step up and maybe block a shot, get a steal on Pearson. to prevent her from scoring.
Carly actually going to head over to the bench now as that shot looked like it got tipped and over to the hands of the Big O. Foul on the aggressive defense here. Looked like Color did a good job moving her feet initially, then a couple of reach-ins, and going to get called for that just about every time.
Lucas starting to be a little aggressive, and they should be down 14 points here in the fourth quarter with under 4 minutes remaining. Got to get something going and got to get it going quick.
Graf with the screen, splitting the double team was Geisinger to the 10, tipped out. Up for grabs and now collected by Grover. Shows a nice burst. They would love to give it to Shelby. Tough matchup for her inside, and boy, great position by Graf. She takes it away.
Just read that perfectly. Great defense from Graf, denying the ball, fronting Grover, and just picked that pocket right there with a steal.
Geisinger, beautiful looking skip pass. Warriors, though, can take their time. They don't want to. That one unleashed by Nye. Rifled off the mark. And a nice job saving it back inbounds by Nolan. Can Lucas make things interesting? Shelby down the lane, goes off glass.
Shelby putting the team on her back right here. Wanted the ball, got the ball, and took it all the way to the 10 for 2. And right there, Lucas will get the steal and get the easy bucket. So Cubs beginning to chip away with Carly Pearson on the bench.
Just a 10-point lead now for Ontario. And Pearson, right on cue, heads over to the scores table. That one whirled out there from Nagel. Now here comes Carly. Lizzie's going to check out. Actually, to be 100% honest, unless she's just absolutely gassed, I'm surprised Coach Wilkie took her out. I think she was on like a 10-0 run on her own.
I agree. She couldn't be stopped. I don't think she missed a shot the whole fourth quarter. If she took one, and he took her out when she was hot, maybe that worked into the Cubs' advantage, but we'll see as she is now back in the game.
Still a nice lead here for Ontario and looking to get even healthier. Geisinger chased under the hoop. Looked like a lot of contact on the shot there from Color, but no whistle.
Warriors coaches were a little surprised nothing was called, and I am too. Looks like we'll get a timeout for the Cubs.
Yeah, Kathy Grover saw very clearly her player was in some trouble, had to pick up her dribble. So wisely took a timeout. Just a dozen-point game here, but Lucas obviously running out of time as Ontario has just bursted with offensive enthusiasm here in the fourth, and it's been pretty much all 23 making that happen. But you got to give credit to some of the other players for Ontario, at least staying out of the way, allowing Carly to do her thing.
Graf has been playing great defense down low on Grover, limiting her opportunities, got the steal, I believe, on one of those previous possessions, and Ontario doing what they can, forcing a lot of turnovers. Macy Megan's been running the floor and facilitating very well, so a team effort for the Warriors, but Carly Pearson's going to get the love because she's been making all those threes.
Color's going to trigger just on the Lady Cubs side of the floor. And now right back to her from Sauter. And just not the pass that you want to make. Jamie Grover was posting up but didn't have opportune position. Battle for it on the floor. We're going to get a tie-up. I don't think Warriors fans really appreciate that. Didn't really look like anybody had possession. Arrow in favor of Lucas. But starting to run out of their 9 lives here. I think they burned about 7 of them. They're going to have to get real hot from the floor to try to put some pressure on Ontario down the stretch.
Got to get it to your best shooters and see if they can splash some threes. As right here will be a mid-range shot. And they will get that one to go, so cuts it into an 8-point lead with a little under a hair remaining.
And a turnover. Coach Wilkie wants to know where his team's going. I love that question because not a great pass to set up Geisinger there on the far sideline. It was a off-target pass as well, so the pulse still pumping here for the Lady Cubs. but boy, do they got to get to work, and you can sense that from their coach. Tipped out of bounds. Lucas going to hang on to possession.
48 seconds remaining. Got to get something going here quick. Down 8 points. Get a three-pointer. Get a foul call. Stop that clock and get some easy points.
This one unloaded off target. Pearson pushing. Got Graff. Nobody in sight, so Izzy off the setup from Pearson, and that should just about do it here at the Cub Cave.
That should be the nail in the coffin. Nice pass from Pearson, floating it over the top down to Graff as she's standing wide open and gets it to go. We'll get a foul call on Carly Pearson, and will be the Cubs' ball.
Carly checked out, not interested in these last 24 seconds of gameplay. Nagel will step in, fill the void. Now Shelby unloads from the corner, and a little bit of momentum here at the end, but it's going to be too late for these Lucas Cubs.
Cubs still refusing to go down and quit as they continue to try to get a steal right there. Nice play from Sauter to tip that one out of bounds, but like you said, Brian, a little too late here in the fourth quarter.
Coach Grover asking her girls to play hard but not foul, and that's exactly what they'll do, but that's going to be the final horn, and Ontario is going to escape here on the road with a 10-point victory. It didn't go super smooth for the Warriors, but in the fourth, Pearson did just enough to get them over the top. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have final stats, wrap up our coverage with an interview with our player of the game. I think it's got to be Carly Pearson. We got to talk to her about that big fourth quarter explosion, so keep it locked and loaded. Post-game action rolls along here on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
We are back with our Mechanics Bank player of the game. It is Carly Pearson, who went absolutely berserk in the fourth quarter, leading her Ontario Warriors to a 10-point lead. And it wasn't pretty through 3 quarters of play, and in particular for you, you started really slow from the floor. Describe to me what changed through your eyes in the fourth where you were able to get off and, you know, really carry your team to victory.
Well, I was kind of just like, we talked in the locker room about getting some gumption because the first half was kind of slow. So I just wanted to come out in the second half. I know third was kind of slow to start out, but in the fourth I really picked it up because I wanted a team win. So I just tried to get my girls up and score some, get a win.
And even though offense was never easy for your team throughout the night, defensively, you girls were after it the entire time. Tell me how much of a point of emphasis that's been for Ontario all year.
You know, we harp on, you know, trying to get a steal, trying to get it out, transition, make some points, just easy layups, rebounds, stuff like that for our defense. So, yeah.
And then coming out of quarantine here, trying to find your basketball legs again, it's been a season unlike any other. Describe what this transition has been like, trying to get through this season where you're out of play and now you're right back in it.
It's kind of tough because we did at one point go into quarantine as a whole group, so the group was kind of uneasy as we came back into it, but I think we've been pretty good coming back in the last couple games.
You've already seen what your tournament fate is going to be like and who you're going to end up playing. What do you want to accomplish, though, these next couple of weeks before you get into postseason play that lets you know that you're ready to try to make a nice sustained run?
You know, just to win some games.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day. It feels pretty good to get those dubs, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right, Carly, well, you were a big part of why your team was able to get the win tonight. 23 points for you. Congratulations on being our Mechanics Bank player of the game. Any shout-outs you would like to deliver to anybody who might be watching?
Shout out to Mom. I know you couldn't make it. Love you.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us, Carly. We're going to step away one more time. We'll be right back with final stats. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Back here at the home of the Cubs, Ontario comes inside of the den and walks away a winner tonight, 45-35, as we dive into the final stats of the evening. And you see, it was all good for the Lady Warriors on the glass. They really did a lot of nice things, and ultimately That, I think, combined with just the hot stretch for Carly Pearson in the fourth quarter, ended up leading the Warriors to victory on the road.
The Cubs could not overcome Carly Pearson in that fourth quarter. As we said, winding down the third, that the fourth quarter was where the game was going to be decided because both clubs couldn't get it done on offense, and they're playing great defenses. Both of them were, and they were forcing turnovers. They just couldn't buy a bucket, and finally Carly Pearson, the awaited scorer for the Warriors, got it done, scored, I believe, 10 straight, and then she was subbed out. So just a huge run for Pearson and the Warriors.
And for Lucas, they just never got their act together offensively. No consistency as they turned it over 21 times. They were money at the free throw line, but from three-point range, and then even when they were able to get it in the lane, it just never felt crisp. It never felt like they had the engine fully running at top-end speed at any point, G.
The Warriors zone was hounding and smothering the Lucas Cubs. They couldn't get anything to go inside. Shelby Grover did not have one of her best games of the night. Ontario was playing great defense down low, and when they kicked it outside and had the opportunity to make some three-pointers, they couldn't get it to go. So Lucas just struggled all night long on the offensive end.
Want to appreciate everybody who helped make tonight's game possible, including Zach Fraley, who was running camera down on the floor. Garrett Parlett was able to do double duty tonight, running camera as well as offering commentary. Jordan Lapata was helping track stats along with our intern Austin Michael. My name's Brian Skoronsky. Thank you guys all for watching out there in Facebook and YouTube land. Lots more live streams on the way on the OH Report this week. Make sure that you tune in and check them out. But for now, from the Cub Cave, we out of here.